Hi, this is Peter That's Clairvoyant here, and I'm doing your astrology reading now for Libra December 2019. So that's Libra December 2019. So I just feel as though now, Libra, generally now, I just feel as though you're trying to sort of look at where you're at now and trying to get a little bit more balance in your life. And I feel as though that's a good thing to do, but I do get the feeling now, long term, you are sort of looking back a lot and striving to get that balance, but it's like you don't know which way to turn sometimes. And I feel as though now you've just got to sometimes try not to be too analytical with things. It's like, yes, you've got to get the balance. Yes, you're looking to move forward, but sometimes you're looking backwards too much. So we'll just get this feeling now. You've just got to sort of try and be a little bit more carefree now, the way you want things to be. But I know it's not easy for you, Libra, but I feel so bit by bit you will get there. And I just get the feeling now you are starting to sort of look to the future a little bit more optimistically, and you will. And I just feel as though December generally is not a bad month for you. But I do get this feeling now, as if to say, you've got to sort of not look about what you've done, not worry about what you've done, but start to focus now on one of the things that you haven't done. And I feel as though this is the way forward. So you've got to start to embrace life a little bit, look to the future optimistically, and especially as we strive to get to this new decade. And I just feel as though as you do that, you will really start to make some headway. But I just feel as though don't put too much pressure on yourself, because that is not the way forward. When you start doing that, things can go a little bit pear-shaped for yourself. So you've got to be calm, cool, and not to worry too much. But easier said than done for you Libras. Now I feel so when it comes to relationships, those of you that are settled in a relationship, I feel as though that's good. You found your perfect partner, you're kind of doing okay. And I feel like there's certain things you're not quite happy with, but you know, you're keeping the peace and you're keeping the balance, and I feel as though that's the right way forward. But I just feel as though, but don't sort of keep quiet about everything. Certain things you do need to get sorted and focused right for yourself, as otherwise moving forward long term you won't get the peace that you're looking for. It's like sometimes you're keeping the peace, but your voice needs to be heard. But just be calm about it, and I feel like you'll get the best out of your partners. And I do feel that for some of you now that are single, some of you are looking at past relationships, and I do get the feeling even your past relationships are thinking about you, but sometimes they're not always looking at you in a positive light, because I feel like they've kind of given and given and given, and sometimes they feel like they haven't got much back. And it's not that because you're being negative or naughty to them, it's just sometimes you're frightened to open up. And I feel like you don't realise sometimes how the other person's trying to connect with you. So I feel as if you do go back and pick up past relationships, you've got to try and give a little bit more. It's a bit like, I'm holding back because I don't want to get hurt and let down. But if you don't put that right energy in the first place in it, you're never going to really get what you want. So you've got to have the faith. You've got to start to say, well, if I don't sort of put that positive energy in, I'm not going to get what I want, I'm not going to find love, and it ain't going to work out. So you've got to try and put, the right positive energy into it. And you do want love, and love is there for you, Libra. So I feel as though now you've got to start to have a little bit of faith. And I feel like if sort of exes can see that you've changed a little bit, I feel like they will willing to look at you again. Because it's not that they didn't like you or didn't draw to you. They found you a very caring, very sensitive person. But they did also see that you were holding back a lot. And that was the problem. It felt like they were giving and giving and giving and not getting much back at times. So that's what you've got to focus on. And then I feel like one or two of you will be looking to the future for a new fresh start. And I feel so that's there for you. But I feel like you've got to really choose wisely now who you do want to really truly let in your life. So don't just accept anybody. You need somebody who's going to get you, understand you, and really work with you moving forward. And I feel as you get that balance, I feel as though the future will unfold quite nicely for you. When it comes to children, I feel as though, Libra, I feel so you're trying to make them work your way a little bit. And it's not wrong what you're doing, but do bear in mind they haven't got quite the same personality as you have. So I just feel as though, yes, they will listen to you, yes, they will be guided by you, but they will go their own way. And I think in some ways it's good. So in other words, you've got to think the way they do, and then you'll have a better understanding with them. And as that unfolds, I feel so relationships with children will get better and stronger for the future. And family, I just get the feeling you're going to be trying to connect with family, you're going to try and have a joyful time over the Christmas period, and I think that's absolutely brilliant. And enjoy it and make the most of it, and don't be worrying about what they like and what they do and what they don't do. Just be yourself, relax and be carefree. Don't sort of overanalyze things, and then as you do that, you'll probably have one of the best Christmases that you've had, and that will be absolutely brilliant. Okay, now when it comes to work, this is where I feel so you should really come out your comfort zone now. And I just feel so just keep doing what you're doing for the moment, but start to think about where you want to be going long term. And then as you do that, you're going to pick some really positive, great ideas, what really suit you, your personality, the way you tick and the way you think. And I feel like you'll have real success there, especially anything to do with perhaps on the caring side or looking after people. But you have got to learn to sort of let go of that when you go home. In other words, don't let things dwell on you. So it just feels, but obviously that won't be for every one of you, but whatever it is you're looking for, look for it, be optimistic, go out there, change the world for you, and I feel like you'll be on a win-win situation, which will be absolutely brilliant. But I feel as though there's no great urgency to do it, but definitely give it some thought, but don't overthink it too much, because sometimes you've just got to go for it. And then following on with that, with money, I just feel so some of you are going to be looking at money. I can see you sort of organising money, see what you've got, see how sort of money's balancing out, and I feel like it'll be fine. But just don't go crazy over Christmas. Just keep it in balance for you. You do like your nice things around your Libra, and I'm not saying that's wrong, but I just feel as though don't go stretching that money further than what it can go, as otherwise you're going to get a little bit in trouble. So keep an eye on that a little bit. But as long as you're wise with it, money will be wise for you, and that's the way I want to look at it. And I feel so with health, just sort of keep an eye on your chest area. If any of you are smoking, maybe you need to look at that, and keep an eye on your breathing. And maybe one or two of you may be suffering with asthma a little bit, and you need to keep that in check. So anything to do with breathing, this is where you need to put your focus. But other than that, I feel like you're doing okay. So everything's looking good, looking optimistic for the future, and I just feel so all you've got to do now is just embrace everything. And as you do that, things will really come good for you. But don't think everything's got to change now. Sometimes you can just sit there and think about it, but don't overthink. You've got to plan for the new year. And then as you do that, it will unfold nicely. But if you try and do everything in one day, 1 month, it can quite pan out like that for you, Libra. You've got to take your time, make sure it's balancing in, make sure it's fitting in with what you're wanting, and then as you do that, you'll be great. So look forward, look optimistically, don't try and control everything, and you'll be fine. So hope all that's made sense to you. I wish you well, I wish you a great Christmas, and let's look forward to a happy new year. So if you do want a private reading, you know where I am. I'm here for you to get that resolved for you. So thank you very much for listening, Libra.